too late, guys. It's all over. There's no more hope left. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I've got a few ideas I wanted to share with you today. Just came to my head recently. So I've gone on a run in Butte Park. I'm gonna find a nice spot by the river, and yeah. So right now, 2024, in my humble opinion, is the worst time to start an online business, like ever. I don't think there's ever been a time where it's as competitive, it's as popular, and you just see it everywhere. So I've been thinking about this for quite some time, because a few months ago this question came to my head, where is it actually possible anymore? I looked around everywhere, and you know, social media in the recent years has had a massive boost in all things, but business related especially. You suddenly see a massive boost of all these people who are making millions of dollars all the time. You see young kids, 13, 14, 15, making 10k a month within a month of starting business, and for the average person who wants to go into it, looking at that, they think, is it still possible anymore? So apart from that, there are so many other things which tell me that it's the worst time. And this might be not true, and you might disagree with me. I might be wrong. This is just the thoughts I've had, and I'm going to share with you some reasons why I believe that it's the worst time in history to start an online business and be successful with it. Number one is, as I said, social media. So when something goes viral, in my opinion, it loses its value. Back then, 10 years ago, online business and online entrepreneurship wasn't very popular and it wasn't well known. So all the people who you see very successful now, 10 years ago, when they were in their rooms working on their business, they didn't spend hours every day posting what they were doing on Instagram. Well, they did post, but my point is, they weren't viral for it. They weren't famous for it yet, you know. And back then you would have to post hundreds of videos to even get a few thousand views maybe. Right now we're living in an era where you can make a new TikTok account, and within a few videos you can get 100k views if you've got good content. Back then it wasn't like that. So the thing that this causes is that anybody, stupid or intelligent, with talent, without talent, can hop on social media, stitch together a few videos, and then go viral. And then people think that they are someone that they can look up to, regarding online business, for example. So that's why we have an overload of information nowadays, where people go viral very easily for nothing that special. And because of that, the whole thing loses its value. Because back then, if someone was viral, if someone was popular, you know that what they post is good content, and they are a good, hard-working person who is successful and is looking for more success. Nowadays, you know, it's not the case. And adding on to this, it causes the true entrepreneurs to lose their credibility. Because anyone new who wants to start, they're competing with all these thousands of unfiltered individuals who don't have the best interest in mind, who have a social media platform with followers that they don't deserve, because they're not people that actually put the work in and actually have a vision for their future. And it impacts those creators who actually have something in mind. And for me personally, I believe that is the biggest challenge nowadays. But there's nothing you can do regarding it apart from just pushing harder, working harder, making better content, and being persistent, because persistence is the main thing. And number two, almost carrying on from the social media idea, is the fact that people's idea of hard work has been compromised. And what I mean by that is, as I said, it's really easy to go viral. And because of that, you can post a mediocre result or fake result, and people's perception of hard work disappears. So, nowadays you can post a Lambo, and you can post a Rolex on Instagram a few times, and people think, okay, that's cool. He spent a few months working and now he has that. Like, people just don't have the right idea and the right perception of how much work it takes to actually get to some level like that from zero. Understand, if you were born in that position, then it's not as hard. But to go from zero to having a supercar, for example, the average person cannot comprehend how much work that takes. And for that reason, it's a lot harder to have an impact on people, because people don't care about hard work anymore. Because you see too much of it. You can open social media and you can see all this garbage on YouTube as well. And frankly, it's become a little bit too saturated. And for new people who want to go somewhere, yes, you'll become rich and you'll have all you want, but how much of a social impact you'll have in 2024 is another question. And I know I might be wrong, but I analyze everything I see and I'm not sure. The next thing I want to talk about is something I call the 1% rule. And I don't know if this exists already, but this is the name that I've given to this idea. And it's the fact that anywhere in life, if you want to be the best, you need to compare yourself to the 1%. Not to the average person, but to the 1%. For example, if you want to become the best runner you can, say you go to a high school where most people are not very fit, shall I say, then you'll compare yourself to them, and because you're slightly better than them, or even a lot better, you'll think you're a good runner, and you'll think that you can become a professional runner, for example. But then say you go to a running club and everybody's 3 times as fast as you. You were not comparing yourself to the 1%, you were comparing yourself to the average person. As almost an ego boost in a way, and you don't want to have an ego boost. You want to be in suffering, for example. What I mean, you want to not feel great in the position you are in. So, applying this to me, instead of comparing myself to people, for example, with no ambitions, or who don't care about becoming rich and growing an online business to millions of dollars, if I can't find people like that in real life, at least on social media, if I follow people who genuinely are hard workers and genuinely have the right framework of mind, it impacts you a lot. And as I said, the 1% rule states that if you want to be in the 1% of people in some area of life, you need to compare yourself to the 1% of people and try to be better than them. And I think that is one of the most important things everywhere in life. When I was young, I wanted to become a pianist, I wanted to become a footballer, a swimmer, in various stages of life. And I always knew that if I wanted to become a professional swimmer, for example, I have to compare my times to the times of those swimmers in my age group who are national level. And I always knew there was no way I was going to reach those times. So I knew there was no way of me making it, no matter how hard I work. So if I don't have the results, then I won't have what I want. And the same thing is here. But with business, it's slightly different because it's more about not just getting money and making sales at the same rate as everyone else. It's about changing your mind, rewiring your mind from what it was before, rewiring your whole life, how you live it, because then the sales will come. It might take 1 year, it might take 2 years, it might take 5 years, but if you focus on rewiring your mind and changing the way you spend every moment of your day, you will sooner or later achieve it. And the next thing I want to say is about the fact that there are too many false prophets nowadays. And this is very similar to my first point, but not just are people flexing their online success, but they're also giving the wrong message. Because think about it. As I said earlier on, there are many people who don't have the right interest in mind. They don't care about the well-being of others. They want to use others for their success, so they can make more money and become more successful. So they give out the wrong message to aspiring entrepreneurs, so they can profit off them without them actually, who are paying them, growing themselves. So they give all sorts of wrong messages to people to either promote their course or to profit off you and lead you off so they have less competition. So that's all bullshit. Most things you see online today are bullshit. You can still succeed today. And as I said, 1% rule, go at your own rate. 2024, it's still the ideal time to get to work, to change yourself, doing the right thing many times over a long period of time. And the right thing is for you to decide what is. I'm gonna go in the water, guys, for a quick dip. Guys, I can't explain it. There's something about cold water that just revives the soul. I literally can't explain it. If you're ever in a state of stress or you don't feel great mentally, find a small river like this without too deep water and just submerge yourself just for one moment. That's going to cure you completely. Right, back to my running. Right guys, so I'm going to get changed, then I'm going to go off to the gym, get a quick workout done for the end of the day. Right, see you there. That was a crazy workout, guys. Amazing. I'm going to edit the video, do some studying, do some ecom, and eat. Goodbye.